disassociation or disidentification. Gosha, sociologist and psychotherapist, coming to you with another portion of tips around mental health and self-discovery. Today, two difficult words: disassociation or disidentification. The best on example I'll explain. We all been to like really high-pitched emotional moments or highly stressful moments, like those that test our limits. Either something happening in your life, you're just losing something, either somebody or a job, or maybe potential for some kind of future opportunity, or maybe you're just suffering either physically or emotionally from some condition or life circumstance, or maybe at work just you're facing a situation of conflict, and yet again the same confrontation, and you just like you feel like you will murder that person. So something inside is switching off. Like for a second everything was so intense, and now it's like a little bit dimmed down. What happened? You just, your nervous system couldn't take it anymore. So you either consciously or subconsciously, your body for you decided that you just cannot take it anymore in that intensity. That also happens often in the traumatic situation. Like either a victim of abuse or a shock or of an accident is losing in touch with all of its senses, because it simply would not survive if it was if it stayed in the same intensity level as before the trauma, and that can basically destroy a person. That's why we have this kind of like protective mechanism built in that switches off our intensity, just basically to survive. But then you have to come back to heal it, to get in touch with that intensity, to regain the full action of the person you are. Otherwise you just stay fractioned and you're just not fully who you were. But that's yet another topic. Let's stay with disidentification and disassociation. So that moment when you cannot take it anymore, you just become a little bit distant, and as I said, it can happen consciously or subconsciously on the nervous system level. You just disassociate yourself from what's happening around, so the intensity becomes less. You also the sense of realness of what's happening also becomes less, but what is the consequence of that? You stop feeling, but you stop feeling in the moment, but you also stop feeling after whatever the trauma happened or intense moment happened. So you choose, like I'm saying quote unquote, you choose to identify, you choose to switch off the intensity, but that often can lead, if you choose to go in that path, it's a path of survival. You just like you switch off, like, let's make a trial. You switch off your emotion for a second, but then if you don't choose to switch it back on, you just cannot use all your full capacity. That's why if you're in a path of self-growth, like this tip is around more self-discovery and self-growth, you might want to actually do something else. You might use actually other path of disidentification. What's the difference? Disassociation is just like cutting off the electricity. So you cannot use the whole power of yourself, but you can survive the moment of intense emotions and intense stimuli, intense situation. this identification gives you the power of keeping all the electricity in the system, but you're just taking the situation and you look like, wow, that's intense. But you know, it's not me. It's just happening to me at the moment. And yes, I accepted, oh my gosh, that, yeah, the emotions, yeah, I admit are quite high, yeah. But you know what? It's not fully who I am. So I'm allowing it to happen right now, and later on I will just talk to myself, like I will digest it either through meditation, through chat with somebody, or even with myself by giving myself a time to reflect what just happened. So you kind of like suspend the intensity just to take care of it later on, and you choose to just perceive all of what is happening without letting it in to eat you, to rule you over, to destroy your nervous system, to destroy your relationship, to destroy your relationship with yourself. So you're just using it, all the situation that could, you know, create the short circuit on the disassociation part. You're taking it and using it to basically as a tool for self-awareness. So you're just using it to see, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of what's happening right now, and it's real. So I'm not dimming myself. I'm not taking, a drug of I don't want to see, I don't want to know, I don't want to feel. But I see, I know, I feel, but it's not me. It's not happening in a way it can destroy me. And for this second option, it's good to train yourself in self-awareness. It's good to train yourself in mindfulness, and for that it's good to have a self-care, some meditation, some reflection time, for you to start training this relationship between who you are, what you perceive, and what is real. Because not everything that is happening around us has to be real to us on a visceral level. Some of things are happening and might be traumatic if we let it in, but some of the things we might also still experience them as real, but not to let them destroy us. And that's the power of this identification.